Okay, morning everyone. Welcome to the briefing on Sunday the 2nd of October. So, we've sort of been watching this over the last 3 or 4 days, and the sort of forecast between Saturday and Sunday has been yo-yoing between one being okay, one being wet. Never really entirely sure where this sort of long waving front is going to end up. So, this is the overnight forecast showing it to the south of us, and then moving forward 12 hours, it's showing it sat over the English Channel. Well, clearly that's not quite the case just at the moment. It is over the southern part of England, but it is clearing to the south. And as you can see, a small ridge of high pressure is actually building behind it. So it'll stabilize things out really quickly once the rain stops. And should, in theory, have a reasonable afternoon. It is all about the timing, folks, because the TAFs have actually changed slightly in the last half an hour. You can see the ice bars well spaced apart, so the wind is fairly light once the front goes through, northwesterly flow. And it's already northwesterly at Lasham anyway. And the Farnborough TAF, so scattered at 4,500 feet in the afternoon. Yeah, it does show that certainly on the predicted ascent. Light northwesterly winds. Yeah, between now and 11 o'clock, rain. And there's a tempo now that's been added up till 1-2 o'clock for rain. So they're sort of hedging their bets, not knowing exactly when it's going to clear us. So it really is a case of just watching the rainfall radar and trying to work it out. Upper winds down across the channel, they're sort of easterly where that front is lying, but generally for us, northwesterly and fairly light, flying heights 10 knots. Even further north, not a great wave profile. Not particularly increasing greatly with height, and there's a little bit of change of direction above 10,000 feet. So, yeah, possibly a reasonable soaring day at Denby, but not a fantastic wave day, I don't think. Sat pic shows quite a lot of cloud, but it gives you an idea of the direction of travel of this stuff. It's down across us. The rain is still here. The clearance, clear air seems to be still quite a long way away. You can see that's probably another hour's worth, maybe 10:30 to 11 o'clock. It probably should be finished raining at Lasham, but there's still quite a bit of cloud in this area here, so it's not going to be a real bright clearance. The soundings, this is where we get a bit more hope in it. That's both lines almost together, the rain that we're under, and then by 1 o'clock the lines come apart, and it certainly looks like there'll be sort of cloud up at about 3,000 feet there, and by the afternoon looks quite nice. I think with the sort of temperatures we're likely to get, you say more like about, I think 4.5 might be a bit optimistic. 4 above sea level is realistic, I think. And Top Meteo is showing the cloud moving away. By sort of 1 o'clock, we're getting cumulus around us. And they're showing it blue for most of the afternoon, nice and pleasant. Hopefully soaring by, fingers crossed, 1 o'clock-ish, and up to about 1,200–1,300 meters, so 3,500 feet, maybe a bit higher late afternoon. That's 3 o'clock, 1,400 meters. So, yeah, reasonable this afternoon once that rain clears. but it's going to take a couple of hours to go past. A Sky site are suggesting the same sort of thing. That's 8:30 by 12. It's cleared the coast, and it's well to the south of us by that time. And their height of thermals in the afternoon, again, 1,100 meters. By sort of 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 11 to 1,200 meters. So it should be some local soaring, reasonable soaring this afternoon with a potential flight distance from Sky site, very similar to Top Meteo, 1 to 200k in there at best this afternoon, but yeah, pleasant, certainly flightable. Okay, so not quite the write-off of the day I thought it was going to be, perhaps yesterday when I looked. So fingers crossed we should get something from late morning, lunchtime onwards. Right, airspace-wise, locally to Lasham, pretty quiet, nothing going on. Nearest to us, Middle Wallop, the gliding club, are winch launching there. There's paragliding and various things going on. Number 20, just of relevance, is parachuting at South Cerney. And that's every weekend this month from 7 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock tonight. And number 23, just for information, they're doing UAV trials at Morton in the Marsh. So they've got restricted airspace up to 2,000 feet there. So that's the only real things of relevance, folks. And that restricted airspace lasts for, I think it's 6 days from now. Okay, so quite quiet on the airspace front. I haven't had any flight plans for jet movement, so nothing going on there. And I think when we do fly, it's probably going to be on 27. We'll have a look at how we operate, depending on the amount of rain we've had and the state of the grass, really. And hopefully see you out there sometime around lunchtime.